Hi everyone and welcome back to video 2. So today I'm going to share with you, this is dried, so this is our Poppy Parade flower and it's dried. So I'm going to share with you how to emboss from the back, because you don't want to emboss on the front, you want to emboss on the back. So I'm going to show you how to emboss on the back using our piercing mat and our embossing tool. So let's come down and I'll share this with you. So when you're actually embossing, if your tool feels scratchy, rub it through your hair or on your pants to get a little bit of oil flowing through it, and then you'll see that it will come down quite nicely, not scratchy. Okay, because you need that on there. Sometimes people use a little bit of beeswax, but I find just rubbing it like the old nappy days, if you're that old, and you used to run the pins through the hair to put through the nappy. Similar sort of thing to sharpen your, or to smoothen off your ball on your embossing tool. So when we're doing this, we're coming down and we're going to be doing little circular motions and coming down and filling in between the Poppy Parade ink. Okay, so you sort of come in and you do that nice white work. You get that beautiful white work on the front, and because it's got a tinge of the Poppy Parade on it, it's going to come out with that little bit of colouring on it as well, which is really lovely. So we're just going to follow this around and we're going to fill in. This is a solid one. We're just doing a very solid one to start off with today. Okay, so no technique other than just little circular motions to fill in your areas. So this is just step 1 of embossing the back of your vellum. Okay, so nice and smooth, and you can sort of see that you're going to pick up that beautiful emboss through on the flower. Okay, so we're going to move across to the next one. And just do one at a time. Don't scribble across the whole lot. You need to try not to hit the solid lines. Okay, do between the solid lines. You want those solid lines to stay there without being embossed on. Today, this is just a solid one, so you can sort of see that we haven't embossed on the lines. We're just embossing in between. Okay, so one at a time, each little piece at a time. Okay, so come through if you want to. You can, if it's easier for you, you can draw your lines. I find I like to do circular motions though, right through, so I don't end up with permanent lines. So you need to do little circular motions right over the top of those lines as well if you've drawn a line in to do in between. Now you do have to be mindful that you don't press too hard, because you can always go through the vellum and you don't want to go through the vellum. So you're putting a little bit of pressure on, but not like pressing hard. You put like you don't want to go through that vellum and put a hole in your vellum. It was funny when I used to teach, people used to, you'd hear this, oh shit, oh bugger, and you know that they'd gone through the vellum. So just gently circular motions, okay, and come in where those in between lines are. Okay, so you just need to come in where these in between lines are. Beautiful. So just keep on doing it. I'll just share that with you so you can sort of see that we've got the lines coming out now. We've embossed these. Can you see how you'll get a whiter effect on some of them and a reddy or poppy parade tinge on some of them, that's fine. Little circular motions, and I am actually doing little circles. You might not see that, but I am doing little circular motions to emboss this around. Okay, so little circular motions. And also little circular motions here. Make sure that you sort of get that beautiful, and like I said, if your tool doesn't go smoothly, just rub it through your hair or on your pants and get it to go smooth. Okay, so you can sort of see we've got this happening now. Now, after you're happy with it and it's embossed, then you can cut it out. And if you can come back and you can always do a little bit more embossing to get them to curve. So you have got dies that you can use. Now, if you're going to use the dies, I would suggest that you use your dies first, but I don't want to border around my flowers. Okay, so I'm just trimming them. They're not hard to trim. Okay, they're very easy to trim. Vellum's so easy to cut. Your scissors just slide through it. So not a problem there. And just take your time and cut your flower out. Once you've got it cut out, then you can come back and you can start doing around this again. And you'll see that it will just start shaping. You'll start shaping it now. Okay, it will start shaping and moving into the shape of the flower, especially the ones around the edge. Okay, so you can start seeing that they'll move and start really moving into the shape of that flower. And I just like to come back, and you can sort of see just by pressing on it how it's starting to really form that curvy shape of the flower. Okay, so we've got our beautiful flower there. I've done this one. I've just got to do around the edge of this one now. Just so you don't have to watch me do each one. But I will come back, and I love to curve them up. So make sure that we come in around and give them a really nice emboss. Now, it does take a little bit of time, so have a little bit of patience. Okay, it's not a craft that can be done super fast. I mean, the nicer you emboss, the better it's going to be. So the more little circular motions that you do throughout and get them to really shape into the flowers and everything, it's going to look more realistic. Okay, so you can sort of see we've got our flowers starting to really take shape now. Okay. Now I want to show you, if you come in on the front and you come in over the colour, it's going to change the colour. Can you see that? I'll hold that up. It's going to change the colour. Okay. So even on here, if you come in here on the bottom of the right side now and come in just around where it's really starting to come into the petals, you'll see that you can change the colour. Okay, you can change the colour. But then you need to come back and get that happening. If you do that at the front, you need to come back and get that happening back in the back here. Okay, so you've got a little bit of brighter red down here and duller red happening in here. Okay, now we're just going to finish curving this one because I haven't quite finished this one. We need to get that petal happening and just keep working the vellum. It will stretch it out. Rub the tool through your hair or on your pants to give it a nice smooth emboss. Okay, and make sure if you haven't got a piercing mat that you can use a mouse pad from your computer. Just be a little bit mindful, like that you don't press too hard. You don't want holes. Okay, so you can start shaping and getting these flowers really nice. And on the front here, I just did a little bit of in the center there. The same with our leaves, so get the leaves happening as well. So little circular motions. Try not to do straight lines because you don't want scratchy straight lines. You want nice circular motion, and you'll start getting the leaves to form into some nice leaves for you. Okay. Now, if you wanted to with your leaves, you can come up the front and put a vein in the front here. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but you're going to have to come back and make sure that you press it out at the back. It's only a very fine, faint line through there. If we want the green to change a bit, we can come down into the two colours here on the front and emboss this way. Sort of divides the leaves up a little bit, and you'll get that different colour green. Okay, so turn it back over and just make sure that you fix the back up as well. So that's how we sort of get our flowers together, and then you're going to work out in the next video how we're going to put it together. I'm keeping the videos short so that it gives you time to do the colouring and what you need to do. So we've got these ones coloured now. These are our Poppy Parade ones. Okay, so I've got two smaller flowers and a bigger flower, and I've got one set of leaves here at the moment. Okay, which are really beautiful. So really nice. So we're going to come back with the next step soon at our next class. I'll see you then. Bye for now.